Hey everybody, Jimmy's Cowboys, Trailers, and Ranches. So let's dive into episode 3. This is where Jimmy gets to meet one of his all-time heroes, which everybody knows George Strait, and it's not George Strait, but it may be the next best thing. We got to meet Mr. Benny MacArthur, which Benny MacArthur is the man who pretty much, he didn't start Ace in the whole band, but he has become the key component, being not only George's lead guitarist, but George's lead fiddle player. So we were at the Broken Spoke, and I was doing a podcast with the Cowboy Roundup's Patty Franklin. And while we were doing our podcast, Benny MacArthur and Jody Dominguez, which Jody Dominguez, he is the lead singer of the Texas-known Stateline Band, which if you haven't heard those guys, need to tune those guys in. And Jody and Benny were sitting there watching us, and we got done. And Jody comes up to me, he's like, "Hey man, were you guys doing a podcast?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "No way." He said, "What's it about?" And so we started chatting, and next thing I know, Jody's like, "Oh man, we want to be on it." I'm like, "Well, that's cool." I said, "You and State Line Band?" He's like, "No, it's me and Benny." I said, "Benny?" It's like, "Benny MacArthur." I'm like, "Benny MacArthur, the Ace in the Whole Band." And Jody's like, "Yeah." So we've been doing some stuff together, and their latest single, "Dance Hall Devil," was pretty much created by Benny. So anyway, long story short, we became pretty good friends, and I got to meet Benny. So we had stayed in touch over the course of a few months, and then we had a chance to go back to the Broken Spoke Saloon, which this is where it all happened at, and got to be good friends with the owners of the Broken Spoke, and so they let us do our filming there. And I'll tell you, yep, if anybody's ever got a chance to meet some of their childhood heroes, that was a pretty big deal for Jimmy. So we got there and we filmed, and Benny doesn't do this, right? So Benny is a low key cat. I mean, this dude is chill from the get go. So for Benny to do this, man, you want to talk about somebody being out of their comfort zone? Benny MacArthur was way out of his comfort zone. So just to get him excited to do this, which he really was excited to do it, and he kept telling me, he's like, "Jimmy," he said, "I'm telling you," he said, "if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this. But I like you, and I like what you're doing, and I think it's pretty cool." So anyway, we and you can tell if you watch the episode, Benny he's pretty chill, and there were times I had to kind of not drag it out and keep it going, and Jody's a natural. I mean, Jody's just a natural on camera, but you want to talk about a guy who is just, he's got that it factor on stage. They do a lot of cover stuff on George, and man, I'm telling you what, you see Jody up on stage covering George, and it's just like, wow, that he does it as good as anybody. So we filmed, and I loved it. I would have probably changed doing some of the music stuff, but that's what we had to work with. But like I said, Benny MacArthur, Ace in the Whole Band, yeah, that's bucket list stuff. So anyway, check out episode number 3 on your home TV, and also accessible through the Roku channel. Episode number 3, Jody Dominguez and Benny MacArthur, Ace in the Whole Band. Guys, love you, appreciate you for doing that with me, and we will see you somewhere down the road. So hope y'all enjoy it. Y'all keep it Western on your home TV.